What if your greatest freedom wasn't about escaping your destiny, but about consciously creating it?
Hmm.
What if fate and free will aren't actually in a battle, but maybe more like a dance?
That's a powerful starting point.
Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we take, well, a whole stack of profound sources, dig into some cutting edge thinking, and really try to unearth the most important insights for you, our listener.
And today's topic is,
Wow.
it's a big one.
It really is. We're embarking on a truly profound exploration into the nature of choice, fate, and personal power.
Yeah, these fundamental forces.
Exactly. And this deep dive, it's based on a really powerful philosophical discourse, a line of thinking that offers, honestly, a fresh and incredibly empowering perspective on these, age-old concepts.
Concepts we've wrestled with forever.
Right. So our mission really is to unpack this intricate relationship between free will and destiny.
To show how they're not these opposing forces,
Yeah.
locked in some kind of struggle.
Precisely. But more like two sides of the same dynamic coin, always interacting, always shaping each other, in every moment of your life.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to help you understand what this actually means for your own choices, your goals, and maybe how you can apply it to become, well, a more conscious architect of your future.
Instead of just feeling like a passenger, right?
Exactly, not just along for the ride.
For generations, we humans have grappled with free will and destiny, and we often see them as this stark choice, don't we? Like either.
Yeah, you have to pick a side. Is everything mapped out, or is it all up for grabs?
Right. Is it all predetermined, like a script? Or is everything completely down to our individual choices, totally unconstrained?
It feels like you have to believe one or the other.
But what's so fascinating about this particular discourse, this philosophy, is that it doesn't ask us to choose.
Okay.
Instead, it presents them as deeply integrated, inseparable even, like a continuous loop where one actually influences and gives rise to the other.
A loop. Okay, so not a battle line.
Not at all. It's really an invitation to re-examine how we even understand these really powerful, often kind of mystical forces.
Okay, let's unpack this right from the start then, because that really challenges a core assumption a lot of us have, I think.
It does.
Often, our thinking just defaults to, okay, either everything is predefined, laid out from birth, every single step plotted, or everything is solely up to us. A constant battle where our choices can just override any fixed future.
We definitely tend to see them as separate things, like they're locked in this cosmic tug of war.
Yeah, and one's going to win eventually.
Right. But the original speaker in this discourse, they directly challenged that whole idea.
That's so.
They propose that our very understanding is flawed because we've insisted on separating them for so long.
So the separation itself is the problem.
That's really the crux of it. This philosophy argues they aren't distinct forces at all. They're interwoven, like completely linked.
Like a fabric.
Yeah, like the warp and weft of a single tapestry. The discourse actually uses some beautiful, simple analogies to get this across.
Okay.
Think about it like this. The brightest day still contains a little bit of night in its cycle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the deepest night holds the promise of the coming day.
You can't really have one without the idea of the other.
Exactly. Or like light.
Yeah.
Even the most brilliant light isn't totally separate from the concept of darkness. And darkness holds the potential for light. Conceptually, you need both.
They define each other, in a way.
Precisely. Or even simpler, as the discourse offers, like milk containing a little water and water containing a little milk. They're blended, infused.
Okay, so these aren't just nice poems. They're meant to describe how these energies actually work.
Yes, that's how they're presented, as fundamental descriptors of how free will and destiny coexist and interact all the time in the fabric of reality.
So not mutually exclusive.
But mutually dependent.
That's a powerful way to put it. So it's not one dominating the other. It's this constant interplay, a dance where each partner influences the other.
Exactly. A dynamic dance. When we connect this to the bigger picture, this philosophy suggests they're in this constant intertwined frequency.
Like a wave.
Sort of like a complex wave, yeah. Where free will and destiny are maybe two components of its rhythm. You can't separate them without the whole thing collapsing. They exist within each other.
Okay.
And they shift in prominence. There are moments, maybe even whole phases of life, where that destiny frequency feels stronger.
Like things are just clicking into place almost effortlessly.
Right, like you're guided. And conversely, other times where free will feels much more front and center. Your choices feel really potent, really decisive.
But the key point is They're always both there.
Always operating together. That's the underlying truth here. One doesn't just switch off when the other seems stronger. It's not a switch, it's a continuum, a living co-creative process.
Well, even when I feel totally fated, my free will is still playing a part somewhere.
Subtly or overtly, yes. And when you feel completely free, making all the choices, the buildup of your past free will is still shaping the landscape of those choices.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me, and I think incredibly empowering, because it changes what destiny even means.
It does, fundamentally.
The original speaker puts forward this radical idea, what we call destiny or fate. It isn't some external thing. It's not imposed on us.
Right. Not from some cosmic rulebook or force.
It's actually the result, the outcome of our past free will.
Bingo. It's a consequence, a cumulative effect, not a predetermination from outside. Destiny is, in this view, our own creation.
Wow, okay. That shifts things.
And this raises a really important question, which kind of unlocks the whole mechanism. If past free will created our current destiny.
But our present free will must be shaping our future destiny.
Exactly. It's a never-ending cycle of creation, a continuous feedback loop.
How can we visualize that? Is there an analogy?
There is, and the discourse offers a great one. Think of a sculptor and their clay. The current form, the sculpture sitting there right now, that represents your present destiny, the shape things are in.
Makes sense.
That form is the direct result of past choices made by the sculptor's hand. That was their free will in action.
The decisions they made, the tools, the pressure.
All of it. Those past acts of free will solidified into the present sculpture. Your current destiny. It's a tangible result of choices made.
So it's not like the sculpture is finished and set in stone forever.
Exactly right. It's not a static endpoint.
Yeah.
That past sculpture, that present destiny, it isn't just a fixed outcome. It also deeply informs the sculptor's present ideas.
Ah, so the existing shape influences what they do next.
Yes. The way the light hits it, the texture, the balance, it all subtly influences how they see the next piece of clay, or even how they might refine the current one.
So it guides their current free will.
It guides their present choices, shaping how they approach the next creation. So the sculptor keeps shaping, continuously creating new forms, new destinies, always influenced by what came before, but always with the active hand of free will.
It's a living process.
A living, breathing, creative process, which means the circumstances and inclinations you feel right now are the direct result of your own previous decisions, big and small.
And that empowers you. Because every choice I make today
is literally shaping the clay of your tomorrow. You're the sculptor.
Okay, let's dive deeper into this decision loop then. How our present choices, even when they feel totally free, are actually forged by the past?
Right, because those decisions we make right now, they feel like pure free will, don't they?
Yeah, completely spontaneous sometimes.
But the discourse explains that this decision-making doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's profoundly shaped by this huge accumulation of our past experiences.
Everything we've learned, the wisdom we've picked up.
Even advice we got from others, consciously or maybe unconsciously. It's like you're standing on this mountain of everything you've ever done or learned.
And making your next move from that vantage point.
Precisely. And this is where that loop becomes really clear. It shows how elegantly free will and destiny are integrated.
Okay.
Those past influences, the experiences, the knowledge, the wisdom, the advice, they are essentially components of your current destiny.
Right, because that destiny was created by previous free will.
Exactly. So what you perceive as pure free will now, that choice you're about to make, it's effectively a fact or a circumstance created by your past free will, channeled through destiny.
Wait, say that again? It's created by past free will via destiny.
Yes. It's not that you aren't using free will now. You absolutely are. But the framework itself, the context, the options available, even your inclinations towards one choice over another have been set by what you did before.
So when I choose, say, option B.
That choice is yours. It's free will. But the reason you lean towards B, how your mind got there, the values that prioritized it, that's influenced by all those layers of past experience and choices. Your accumulated destiny.
It's seamless then, a continuous flow.
A seamless integration. Every choice is both an expression of current free will and a product of past free will, working through the mechanism of destiny.
Let's make this more concrete. The discourse uses some scenarios, right, to show how this works in real life.
It does, and they're very helpful. Take a classic dramatic example, a car accident.
Okay, yeah, the immediate reaction is often destiny or fate. Feels totally out of our hands.
And is that completely understandable? The collision itself, the impact,
Yeah.
It can seem purely fated, something that just happened to you.
Right.
But this philosophy encourages us to look deeper, beyond the event itself, to the tapestry of choices that led there.
So the collision might seem fated.
But think about all the decisions that led to that specific moment. Choosing to be on that particular road at that exact time.
Driving that car, maybe. Or even riding a bike then.
Yes. Was the car maintained? Did you check your blind spot? Did you choose that route instead of another one? These were all acts of free will.
Yeah.
And those free will decisions, they were themselves influenced by a lifetime of past actions and experiences, which, in this discourse, you could relate to the natural law of cause and effect, or karma.
Not karma like punishment, though.
No, not in a punitive sense. More like the cumulative energetic residue of your previous actions, thoughts, words, which shaped your intelligence, your habits, your inclinations.
Which led to those specific choices.
Which then created the circumstances bringing you to that intersection at that moment.
Wow.
So the key takeaway, the discourse really emphasizes this, is bias. If you look with bias, wanting to see only fate or only free will, that's all you'll see.
But if you look impartially,
with a clear mind, you see both are interwoven.
Yep.
Always. It's about what you choose to perceive, how deep you look into that chain of events.
That's a huge shift. Even in seemingly fated moments, our past choices were guiding us there. What about another example, like a child falling and someone instinctively saving them?
Ah, yes. The split-second rescue.
That feels like pure heroism, pure free will in the moment.
And it absolutely is an act of free will, a courageous, compassionate one. But again, look at the intricate integration.
Okay.
Destiny, built from countless past choices and circumstances, might have brought the rescuer to that exact spot at that precise moment.
Maybe they were delayed earlier or took a different route.
Exactly. A whole web of prior choices, culminating in them being right there. Destiny provided the stage, the opportunity.
But destiny didn't make them act.
No. The decision to act, to reach out in that fraction of a second, to overcome hesitation, that was unequivocally the rescuer's free will.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny didn't put the hand out.
Got it.
It highlights the intersections needed for events. The child, the rescuer, the time, the place, all involve multiple streams of free will coming together.
It's like a co-creation.
A beautiful symphony of individual free will choices creating a shared destiny in that moment.
And it doesn't have to be life or death, right? The discourse mentions something simpler, like buying a t-shirt.
Yes, much more every day, but the principle holds.
Yeah.
You walk into a shop or you're scrolling online, you see a shirt you like.
Maybe a friend recommended it, or it's on sale.
Right. That external influence feels strong. If you end up buying it, you might think, oh, it was meant to be. The universe wanted me to have this shirt.
Guilty as charged.
We've all been there. But while that external influence, the ad, the recommendation, even your mood, which was maybe triggered by past events, is strong.
The final decision is still mine.
The final decision to pull out your wallet, click buy, complete the purchase, that's still your free will.
And that small choice then becomes part of my future destiny.
It becomes another thread in the tapestry. Maybe you wear it to an event, meet someone new. Maybe it subtly boosts your confidence. It becomes part of the ongoing story, woven from your free will, moment by moment. These little choices add up, building that AI of your preferences and future inclinations.
Okay, so let's talk about the really empowering part. What does this all mean for us living our lives? This isn't about being trapped, is it?
Quite the opposite. This line of thinking isn't about being trapped by destiny at all. It's about recognizing your immense power, your power as the architect of your own life.
Stepping into that creative role.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The discourse suggests that by accumulating conscious free will, by making deliberate, aware choices, an individual can reach a state where they become the primary creator of their own life.
So not just reacting.
Not just being carried along passively, no.
Yeah.
It's about enhancing your conscious decision-making, actively engaging with your choices with deep awareness.
Because if destiny is just the result of past free will,
then your present choices become incredibly potent tools for creation.
yeah,
You realize every decision now, every thought, every action, it's literally building the reality you'll experience tomorrow.
shaping the circumstances and even the feelings that will arise.
Yes, you move from feeling like a victim of circumstance to being a deliberate creator.
Now, the discourse mentions something really intriguing. A unique state. Someone who's kind of moved beyond this cycle, a non-doer, a karta.
Ah, yes, a karta.
It sounds paradoxical. Like, if you're not a doer, are you just doing nothing?
Right.
Passive.
That's the common misunderstanding, because doing for us is usually tied to ego and effort. But this state isn't about inaction. It's a profound shift in consciousness.
Okay, how so?
It's a state where one makes decisions that are, you could say, spontaneously and truly correct, because they're free from the usual biases.
Biases of ego-driven free will, or feeling bound by destiny.
Both. And even free from the subtle pulls of past karma. In this non-doer state, things happen through the individual, like they're a pure channel for what needs to happen.
So they're involved, but not the doer in that personal ego way.
Exactly. Think of a master artisan, so skilled, their movements seem effortless, perfectly aligned. It's like the creation flows through them.
Okay.
Similar to concepts like enlightenment in spiritual traditions, freedom from the bonds of karma and destiny by transcending the ego.
And the discourse connects this to free will and destiny dying together?
Yes, it says if destiny dies, free will also dies, and vice versa. They're so intertwined. To transcend one is to transcend both. It leads to liberation, peace, alignment with the universal flow.
That's fascinating. So destiny isn't just fixed, it's something we built. And the discourse uses a modern analogy like destiny is a kind of AI of our free will.
Yes, that's a powerful way to think about it.
Like if you practice a skill, say a sport or playing music, day after day, that consistent effort, that's your free will.
That's your free will in focused action, absolutely.
And eventually, that skill becomes almost second nature.
Yes, not
effortless.
Exactly. That consistent, dedicated application of free will transforms playing well into your ingrained destiny in that specific area. Destiny becomes the part of your free will that now operates with its own intelligence.
Like an AI built for my past actions and intentions.
Precisely. You've essentially programmed yourself through repetition and intent. It allows you to perform automatically, precisely, efficiently, even under pressure without conscious struggle.
It becomes an innate ability, part of who you are.
It becomes your destiny in that skill. Think of a virtuoso musician. Thousands of hours of free will practice built the destiny of that flawless performance. Or a successful entrepreneur. Years of free will choices to learn, persist, risk, built the destiny of their opportunities.
So mastery is literally creating a specific destiny through free will.
That's the path, yes.
You know, this resonates so much with what enlightened people have said throughout history, doesn't it? Across different cultures.
It really does. It's a universal wisdom.
That phrase, you are the creator of your own destiny.
It pops up everywhere in different forms. From the idea of being your own lamp, relying on your inner wisdom.
To just that basic encouragement, you can do it.
Absolutely. And the discourse emphasizes these aren't just feel-good slogans. There are profound truths about the fundamental relationship between your choices and your reality.
It's our inherent capacity to choose, act, learn, persist that sculpts our life.
Yes. It's not about some external force deciding everything. It's about recognizing and embodying the creator within yourself. Every moment is a chance to co-create.
Okay, so this whole deep dive, it really pushes us beyond the usual ways we try to measure or predict free will and destiny.
Yes, those conventional frameworks can actually limit our understanding.
We love to categorize things, put them in boxes, but this philosophy suggests that's maybe not the best approach here.
Exactly. The original speaker is clear. This discussion is about the universal energy, the fundamental principles, not specific systems that try to simplify it all, like trying to calculate percentages of free will versus destiny.
Or map out the future based on some chart.
Right. If you try to force this vast dynamic understanding into a rigid box, you diminish it. You lose the interplay, the nuance, the mystery. Trying to pin it down like that obscures the truth that both are always present, always interacting in ways that defy simple labels.
It's like using the wrong tool for the job.
Precisely. Like trying to measure the ocean's depth with a ruler. You need an expanded perspective, not a reductive one.
And related to that, the discourse talks about a foolish question analogy, about things that have to be experienced, not explained.
Yes, the sweetness analogy.
Right. How do you describe sweet to someone who's never tasted it? Asking, what does sweet taste like is, well, foolish.
And trying to answer it verbally is equally foolish. Sweet tastes sweet. You have to experience it.
So what's the deeper point there in relation to free will and destiny?
It points to experiential wisdom. Like when the Buddha was asked about nirvana or the nature of the self, he often remained silent.
His silence was the answer.
Because the experience transcends words and concepts. Some truths aren't meant for intellectual explanation, but for direct inner knowing, a shift in being.
Trying to give a verbal answer can even be misleading.
It can. Like describing blue to someone blind from birth just by saying the word. It doesn't convey the experience. Some realities, like the deepest interplay of free will and destiny, are beyond just thinking about them. They require a different kind of understanding.
Intuitive, experiential.
Exactly.
Okay, this also sheds light on something practical, why some remedies or interventions seem to work and others just don't, even with lots of effort or belief.
Yes. People often look for external fixes, right? A lucky charm, a ritual, a mantra.
Hoping for some magic bullet.
But this philosophy suggests it's more complex than that. It's not about inherent magic in objects or words themselves, lemons, coconuts, mantras. They don't hold power in isolation.
So what makes a remedy work then?
Its effectiveness stems from a complex interplay. First, the potential or power of the giver, the healer, the mentor, the source of the wisdom.
Okay.
Then, the alignment or receptiveness of the receiver, their openness, readiness, belief.
Their internal state.
Yes. Then, critically, the timing of the application, the right moment in the larger unfolding.
And the universe has to be aligned too.
The overarching alignment of the universe, the universal flow, the bigger energetic context. It's about actual light, the discourse says, not just the word light.
So genuine change comes from this deep alignment of energies, not just superficial actions.
Precisely. If someone gives you advice, it's not just the words. It's their wisdom, their intention, your receptiveness, and the timing all coming together. It's holistic, not simple cause and effect.
Wow. It's a dance of many elements.
It really is.
So this whole journey of understanding, of freeing ourselves from the confusion between free will and destiny, it's a process, isn't it? Not an overnight thing.
Definitely not an instant revelation for most. It's an unfolding.
And it's unique for everyone.
As unique as our fingerprints. For some, maybe a sudden insight, a flash that changes everything. For others, it might take lifetimes of conscious effort, learning, experience, unfolding gradually.
But it's always a journey of discovery and choice.
Always. Continuous discovery, continuous choice. The discourse uses another lovely analogy here, a train journey.
Okay.
Sometimes the train's in bright daylight, everything seems clear, purposeful, easy. Other times, it's in a dark tunnel. Feels confusing, maybe scary, like you're lost. Sometimes it feels totally still, like nothing's happening. Other times it feels like you're soaring at high speed.
That whole range of experiences.
That entire journey, light, dark, still, moving, clear, confused, that's the experience of life. It encompasses both free will and destiny in every single moment.
So it's not about being stuck in the tunnel.
It's about recognizing the dynamic nature of the journey itself and your continuous role as the chooser within it. You're always choosing and always experiencing the results of those choices, shaping the journey ahead.
Okay. As we wrap up this deep dive, let's just quickly recap these huge ideas. Mind-bending, really.
They definitely stretch the mind.
We've learned free will and destiny aren't separate fighting forces. They're deeply interwoven, a continuous loop.
Where one creates the other.
Our present reality, our circumstances, our feelings, that's the destiny forged by countless past choices, our own past free will.
Which leads to the most empowering part.
Yes, our present choices, the ones you're making right now, listening to this, they hold immense power to sculpt your future.
It really is about stepping up, being the active architect of your life, not just a passive recipient.
This whole philosophy calls you to a higher awareness, to see that you're always creating, always influencing your path. Your free will is incredibly potent.
More than you might have ever imagined.
So look at your life today. It is the destiny forged by 1,000 past choices. Now, take a breath. Feel the weight of this very moment, the power held within it. What destiny will you choose to create next?